Okay, this is a podcast. It's going to go for like between 8 to 10 minutes. My name's Alexander Mendoza, and we're with Mendoza 10 Family. And we have Rosie, we have Ruben, and we have Mary. And the question is, children born in 1990 and 2000 are now at the age of 20 and 30. Is there a behavior difference from children born in the 1950s and 1960s? Rosie, you have any comments on that?
Well, the technology is the number one. Um, Also, the people born between those age groups, they do less in person when people born in the 1950s did more face-to-face contacts.
Mm, good,
Now they
good
use a
point.
smartphone.
Yeah, good point. Oh, it's a smartphone.
Also, I say they probably read less books and newspapers.
That's very true. Mary, do you have anything to add?
I want to add a funny story.
Okay.
We have a friend that told us that he was with his grandson, and he was making reference to when Superman would go into a phone booth and he would change and he would come out in his cape as this superhero, and his grandson says, "What's a phone booth?"
Yep,
And
I
to
believe
me,
that.
that's very telling because
I believe.
things of our generation, um, the new generation, the younger generation, they have no concept of some of the things we're used to. I mean, we still in the garage we still have an 8-track deck, and I don't know why we're keeping it because we don't use it anymore. But it's like good memorabilia.
That's true. 8 track. Whoa, they're worth some money now.
That's right. And then record players, they probably don't even know what a record player is.
You're breaking up, Mary.
They probably don't even. Some have probably not even heard of a record player.
Oh no, they forgot about that. How about you? Oh, now we get to Ruben. I'm going to ask Ruben the same question. Children born in 1990 and 2000 are now at the age of 20 and 30. Is there a behavior difference from children born in the 1950s and 1960s? Now, the reason I'm repeating the question is because Ruben has an AA degree, a BA degree, a MA degree, a DA degree, a PA degree. He is a police officer and he dealt with all kinds of ages. He was in college. He's done everything. I don't know. But he was not born in 1990. He was born in 1953.
Four.
Oh, 1954. Well,
Yeah.
sorry about that. What do you
Yeah.
have to say, Ruben?
Well, there is so much to say or so much to tell because there's you have all sorts of perspectives of how people behave themselves or what they're used to, and it goes anything from doing things manually to technology. So a lot of folks, they don't know whether or not how to do things manually. Like they can't do anything unless it's associated with some kind of technology, whether it be by phones, by computers, or what have you. Like in the 90s, we had the cell phones came out. It was the advent of the cell phone, and then all of a sudden, um, the computers came online. And prior to that, everything was always written. So if you take all the baby boomers or any at that point in time, they're not up to speed as far as computers unless they made a particular issue of trying to get up to speed and learn all those techniques. And then on down there today, but back then, or to the latter group, the phone is you can manipulate the phone so much and it's so small. Whereas before, when it first came on, you had big phones, you had flip flop phones, you had all kinds of phones and stuff. But in my day, when I was working the beat, I had to go out and use the call box at the fire station. So I had a
Oh.
key. So I put the key in the call box and I gave you a hard line so you talk there. Where today, all they do is just pick up their phone and they call and whoever they need to call and get information across the line so much easier. So in a way, it's become a lot easier to communicate. But in a negative way, it's like you can never leave the office because you're connected all the time.
Yep, that's
So,
very true. Yeah.
which whereas before you pack everything on, it's very stressful. For today is that you can't leave, you can't go on vacation because you're just at a touchstone away.
Yeah.
So those are some of the major differences that I see. I mean, there's a lot more, but anyway.
Yeah. There's
So
a there. Thank you for that, Ruben. Next time maybe we'll expand this conversation about the differences in ages and what it's become. But you know, like with my day, I was born in 1950, but I worked for the Postal Service, and it was all prehistoric equipment that we had. And I remember the first time when the pagers came out. I thought that was a big deal. I mean, we carried those things like, oh, they were just beautiful. You'd hear that thing ping, and you'd look at it, and you'd know exactly who was calling you, and you'd rush to a phone booth and call them back. And that was the best way to communicate. And then when the cell phones came out, I actually just wanted a small little pager that you could see the number, because those cell phones, it just they wouldn't give you any time to rest. They were always ringing. Everybody was using them. I don't know about these kids nowadays of what they believe that was helpful for us, because some of the things that we used to do, they say, oh, I can do that easier. And that's true. If your computer breaks, all you have to do is call a kid. And they seem to know everything about that. My phone breaks, I take it to a kid. You know, it's hard to keep up sometimes. You know, so they're not afraid to experiment. Where we're very cautious. I know I'm very cautious in doing this or doing that with computers or with electronics, but they're not afraid. You know, to experiment. They just take them apart.
mm-hmm.
And you know, we all have kids, and we've all seen them growing up. And like you said, you know, like Mary said, what's a phone booth, or somebody said that. And it's amazing of how technology has changed, and we haven't seen nothing yet. You know, they're working on so many things, and I don't know. I just wish they would find a cure for that coronavirus, because pretty soon there's going to be another baby boomer situation with all these people missing. So anyway, that was the question,
No.
and that was the topic. We're at 8 minutes, and anybody have any closing comments on this topic?
No, it was a good session, Alex.
Thank you, Mary.